Here's my latest little project. I've got an older Dell computer, a Dell Precision 7810. It's got dual Xeon CPU chips in there. E26, I can't remember. I'll find out the specs. Maybe I'll put them in the notes of this video. This machine's actually super reliable. I found, I think it's got 64 gigs of RAM in there, if not 128. It's 64 gigs in there. I grabbed an MSI 1050 card, just a basic run-of-the-mill GPU. Put I think a 1 terabyte mechanical drive in there, 2.5-inch drive, and maybe a 512 gig SSD. I think that's all the storage I had in there. No optical drive, I don't think. No, that's all that's gone. But what I've got is this really cool Dell card that'll hold 4 M.2 drives. I don't know if it's NVMe or what. I actually don't know what the difference is exactly with that, but this card here I got off of eBay for $50 or something a while ago. It's got its own cooling fan, fits in there nicely, and it works fine with this. This is a 950, 256 gig M.2 card. So, but what I've got here, I just want to add to it. I pulled this computer out of kind of storage. It didn't serve much purpose before, but I was trying to use I think those Xeon chips are they're 24 core each, 12 core each, something like that. So I was planning to use this and used it for a little while for processing 3D models, which did a pretty good job using Pix4D, surprisingly. Not really using a lot of that GPU, as it's a bit dated, of course. But all those threads, all those cores actually worked out pretty well. But I needed fast storage, and I was using just this little card here so I could do a couple little models at a time. But now what I'm going to do is add another 1 terabyte to it. So this is actually on a board for USB-C connectivity, and seems to work pretty well, but I don't have a need for another. If I need something portable, I've got this 1 terabyte SanDisk Extreme SSD. It's pretty quick, and does the job if I just need portability for a chunk of data. This was the enclosure that this came in, and worked pretty well. Lost the little back piece to it, but I think I'm just going to throw it in here and then try to revitalize this machine and see if I can find a good use for it. I was working on a laptop, that one right there, in a different video, trying to get it to run Minecraft for my 9-year-old, and failed. I could only run Minecraft Classic in a browser, and it was terrible, and a Linux OS. But it's a cool little Linux machine now, and I've got some little dinky games on there, and it's interesting. Linux Mint. So here's what I'm going to set up over here. Got a nice monitor and some other junk. I'm going to set this computer up over there. With more storage. I'm going to find a secondary purpose for that computer myself. Maybe I'll build models off it again or something, I don't know. But I think with the 1050 it'll run OpenGL 3.4 above whatever the requirement was to run Minecraft. So my 9-year-old will be able to slip in here in the mornings and get a little bit of Minecraft in when he's behaving well. So let's try to get this off of this USB-C controller stick thing. Kind of a shame. This could be handy, I guess, but I think I'm going to make better use of it on here. So I'm going to put it on here and put it in the system. I've got Windows 10 installed now. I'll upgrade that to 11 because I'm used to using Windows 11 now. And I think I'll get it up and going. I'll document the progress in this video. Alright, so I took that little this little screw out of here, pops up, and I think it should just pull out nice and even there. And I took that screw out of there, bolt. This here, it's kind of hard to do without looking at it, just for the phone, through the phone. So I will insert that there, and it's got that little, it's got the little springiness to it, so it should sit right down on that bolt. And I'll put that screw in there right now. Easy enough. Both those screws down. I have room for 2 more sticks if I find some more. I think I've got some more somewhere. I've got some little like 32 gig little half size modules. But I'm just going to take this, and forgive my lack of electrostatic protection here. Should slide right down, seat right in that socket again. Alright. Now, one thing I like about those little M.2 sticks is I'm guessing they don't use as much power as adding multiple drives to this. So if I need a lot of storage, I can probably just get more capacity using this board. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put on this cool little cover. Take that back out. It's right here. I'm guessing this is for ducting the cool air from the fan in there. Can't remember how it goes in. Sits right there and then closes like this. Yeah. Snaps in. Yeah, so when this fan blows, or sucks, I guess it pulls the cool air in through here, or vice versa. I don't know. Pretty nice little thing. I'm going to test the actual data throughput and see if it's a lot more sluggish than what it's supposed to be. But if not, that's pretty cool little add-on there. Let's try again to get this back in. Missing the hole. That's what she said. Yeah. Okay. Well, first boot didn't work, so I pulled the card out. Came up to Windows, said unknown error, restarting for you and fixing the problem. And then it proceeded to do that about 12 times before I powered it off. I pulled that card back out. It was functional, and so I put that other stick in there, but maybe I bumped something, maybe it sat too long and something else happened, I don't know. So this, no, it's not lighting up at all. I'm not sure what's going on. Let me give it a moment. But troubleshooting, oh, there we go. So it lit up. Media test failure, check cable. Yeah. I guess I'll check some cables. But yeah, Windows started. Let's see if this happens again without the without that in there. I imagine that's not the issue. Got one of the modern blue screens of death and got it again. So yep, we're just collecting some area. We'll restart for you, and then it's going to keep doing this. So let me figure out what's going on. Maybe I'll just reinstall the OS from scratch. Probably needs to happen anyway. Alright, so Dell's got F2 as the setup for BIOS. And it does recognize both drives. It is booting the Windows. There's just something corrupt. There's something wrong with the Windows installation. So I'm going to put this back in. I don't think that has anything to do with the issue. But I did notice in the system information, I haven't looked at this for a long time, but it's got 128 gigs of DDR4 RAM with 4 slots still open. It's kind of cool. It's got a pair of 12 core Xeon E5 2650 V3 chips running only 2.3 gigahertz, but that's 24 cores between the two of them. And yeah, it recognizes both hard disks. And so at least system's up and going. Let me just put a fresh Windows 10 on there. I've got some install media that works, and I'll go from there. Actually, just rebooted again, and this is coming up now. Let's see what it does. I don't have a lot of faith in it, but I'm curious. Yeah, didn't think so. More blue screen of death on installation. So something's wrong with it, with the hardware. Stripped everything out I could. I took out the extra hard disk, took out those SSDs again, took out a couple memory modules, taken out the wireless keyboard and mouse using just a straight USB keyboard and mouse, and I'm going to retry the installation now. It worked fine. Worked fine for a while, and then it just sat for a month. Maintained the right date and time, so it didn't really sit that long, I guess. We'll see what happens here. Oh. Disconnect the hard disk also. Put another hard disk in there that came from an operational laptop. Same problem. So hard disks eliminated, all storage eliminated, those two memory modules eliminated, keyboard mouse eliminated. Let's dig a little deeper. So I pulled those two memory modules out and put the other two back in that I first removed. So hopefully that'll eliminate if one of those were bad. Nope, that's not the issue either. My next pull is going to be the GPU, the GTX 1050 in there. I think all I've got is a VGA port in the back. Maybe I'll try that out. Keep breaking it down. Well, I've got kind of an antique VGA Dell monitor here. It's got like 640 by 480 resolution or something, I don't know. But I got a power cord for it. Got the VGA cable. I said, oh yeah, that's the VGA cable, right? And I've got a VGA adapter built into the motherboard here. Right there, wait a second. And that must be a serial port. What kind of ancient junk do I have here I'm working with? So no VGA adapter after all. What am I going to do? I thought I was going to eliminate the monitor and the HDMI cable and the GPU. I wonder what other video cards I might have. I don't know if I've got anything out there in the garage. A little frustrated. The thing was working just fine. Just sat for a little while. Don't know what to do yet. And walking through a memory stress test right now. Built in with Dell is this pre-boot system assessment. It's in a March C test right now across 128 gigs of RAM. I put those modules back in there. Everything's checking out except I let it walk through naturally one time and it failed, or it got stuck at 62% on the processor. But I don't know if it actually failed or not because I ran it again and it went all the way up and past. I don't know. I'm gonna just go through the memory right now. It takes a little bit of time. Don't know what's going on with this thing. Maybe there's something wrong with the CPU. Maybe there's something wrong with one of those chips. Not sure. Just sucks that it was working fine, and then now that I light the thing back up, and now it's failing. So let me get through this memory test, and then I'll check the processor again and see what happens. All right, got it up and going. Minecraft is working. Beautifully, actually. But not from this piece of junk down here. It's not plugged in at all. I've got it hooked up to a laptop. A gaming laptop with a dead screen. Haven't been able to fix it. I can squeeze it and twist it and sometimes get it back, but it's pretty much kaput until I take it apart and figure out what's wrong with the ribbon cable in the screen. I think it's somewhere right over here somewhere. There's a problem. Power spec 1710. It's actually pretty good. It's got a middle of the road generation Core i7 chip. It's got 32 gigs of RAM in there. A couple SSD drives. Nothing mechanical. It's all cleaned out, so the fans and cooling are good. This display is crap. HDMI out to the monitor. Got a great frame rate, runs really well. It's got a GTX 1070 in it. Doesn't say it on here, but it's pretty good. And Minecraft works wonderful on it. I can't play one-handed. My son is better at it than anybody in the household. Well, you get the idea. Nice and smooth. If I could play smoothly. But yeah, I gave up. But with this, I've got I think one of the two CPUs, it hangs on the CPU processor check and the memory March C testing, which I need to learn what it is. But so like on the 23rd core or 23rd CPU, which I guess is the first CPU of the two of them in there, of the first chip, I need to figure out exactly what's going on there. But I think I can. Why does it turn dark like that? That sucks. I might be able to just pull out the offending one and slap it all back together and just run with one CPU chip. I probably can do that. I just need to figure out how to determine which one it is without pulling them out and using thermal paste on them and switching around and playing with them. I'll probably destroy it doing that with my lack of expertise there. But so this is a solution for now. It's a nice 4K 32-inch monitor right there, ViewSonic, but it's pretty smooth. My problem is this is not really convenient here. Leaving a laptop here on the side. The screen doesn't flip all the way back, so I can't put it flat against the wall, which would have been nice. But it's you don't have to do anything on it. Just power it up, and everything's just passed through to here. Got Bluetooth set up, paired with the Xbox controller and wireless keyboard and mouse, and it works. I just need to make it less cumbersome, less awkward here. But that's the end of this video. Effectively, me giving up. If I pull that CPU and do another little project when I have time, some other weekend, I will make a video of it and do a quick follow-up video and post it here as well. That's it. Problem solved by not fixing it. Enjoy your day. I think this is discovery mode. I don't know why I'm floating on the water like that. Oh well, maybe I'll learn to play Minecraft one of these days. See ya.